Hi there, Lee Mack here from Operation Feel Fit. Hope we're doing well. I'm gonna today show you how to do a Numan test for your testosterone. I got my testosterone checked about 3 months ago, and I used Numan and another company, but one of them come back inconclusive, and it was Numan. The other one come back and it was 17.1, that was my levels, which is normal range. But the Numan one come back inconclusive, unfortunately. They couldn't test for it, I don't know why. But the other one that come back normal, I found out now that they didn't show me the free testosterone levels. See, there's two different things that you need to check for in your testosterone. The testosterone overall, and then there's something called the free testosterone. So let's say that's a gauge of your testosterone. Let's say mine was 17.1, so that's it there. The thing is, my body might not be allowing me to use any of that. It might only be allowing me to use that much of it. That might be the free testosterone, so it might be a little tiny bit that it's allowing me to have. So you really do need to not only find out your testosterone levels, so that's like 17.1 for me. Maybe my free testosterone is that, like, I don't know, maybe half, but I won't know until I get this, and I need to know if my free testosterone is at a decent level before I make the decision to do testosterone replacement therapy, because I will do testosterone replacement therapy if I need it. See, over the years I've been struggling with brain fog, tiredness, fatigue, lack of energy, and it started when I was about 35 years old, and for 5 long years I suffered. And then a couple of years ago I started cleaning my eating up and going to the gym a lot more, which really helped, you know, definitely helped. Like cleaning the diet up, eating better, really does help. However, I can eat rubbish for a short period of time and all them feelings can easily come back, you know, the brain fog, the tiredness, the fatigue, and feeling rubbish, low energy. And I'm at the age now of 42, coming up 43 in December, and maybe a part of why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling has got something to do with testosterone. So it's very important for all men to get the testosterone checked, especially when they're coming into their late 30s and 40s and beyond, because there's a big problem out there. A lot of men are feeling really rubbish and even committing suicide because their testosterone's low, and they just don't know, you know, they just don't know that that's what's causing the problem. So anyway, I'm going to open this up, I'm going to do it on camera here and show you how easy it is. So you get a few bags and stuff that we put it inside to send it off, put them to one side. You get some pricks there for your finger, which we'll do in a moment. You put it in this casing here and then you fold it up and send it off. And then you've got a bit of a leaflet there where you put your details on there, your name, date of birth, etc. And this right here is the little vial where you put your blood sample in there. So you basically prick your finger and you squirt your blood in there. So if you open this out, there is step-by-step instructions on exactly what to do. So it's very easy to follow. Step 1, lay your kit out on a low table so you can stand and have your hand below your elbow. So when I first done it, I was in the car when I first done it, and I was really struggling to get the blood out because I was like this and I was squirting it in, and my hand was above my elbow, and I was having a real hard time, very hard time. And then the second time I done it, I was like this, stood up in my kitchen, and it was just, the blood was easily coming out because my hand was below my elbow. So please remember to do that, always stand up. You can even run your hand under a bit of warm water to get the blood flowing, that's a good idea. And also wash your hands beforehand with soap and water, very important, so keep clean. So the next step is getting the vial, twisting it off and standing this upright in the little container here that they've given. In the corner there, there's a little round circle where you just pop that in there like so. Wash your hands now, step 3. Step 4, soak your hand in warm water. So I'm going to do it on my left hand, and I'm going to just prick this finger here. So see the ring finger where when you get married, I'm going to use that finger. It just works well for me. It comes out nice and easy with that one for me personally. So yeah, I'm just going to run it under warm water. I'm not going to soak it, just run it for a little while under warm water. Just run your full hand underneath the water for like say 2-3 minutes. Step 5, it says to basically get your arm that you're doing it with and swing it round 10 times. This will help obviously with the blood flow, and then clench your fist about 10 times. Obviously put it down. Step 6, get your alcohol swab and wipe your finger. And just give it a good swab there. Step 7, take the lancet. So we get the lancet and we turn it. Then that's off. Step 8, press the lancet firmly against the finger. So there you go, just going to press this. It doesn't really hurt this. There you go, it doesn't really hurt at all. Doesn't hurt at all that. So that's it. Now you can start putting the blood in. So leave your hand down and just squirt, and can you see? That's why they say put it on a low table. So it's just going to drop in. So you build up. You let it build up like so. Obviously, putting your hand down below your elbow, and it comes out really easy. You can obviously go to the doctor and get the nurse to draw your blood and get all this for free. That is an option for you, but we all know how difficult it is to get to the doctors these days. It's an absolute nightmare to even ring up mine and get through. On the morning time, it's so difficult. There's so many people ringing. So I just find paying, I think this was about £40. I just found it more convenient to do this. And yes, it's a little bit of work getting your blood out of your finger like this, but it's not too difficult, as you can see. If you follow the instructions and you keep your hand below your elbow and you warm your finger and your hand beforehand, it comes out quite easy. So all we do now is just wipe the area, put a little plaster over that, which they conveniently give you. So there you go, little plaster on there now. So guys, there you go, got all the blood out. Follow the instructions. All you do after that is just pop the little blood in the box along with your details. You write your details on there, name, date of birth, the time that you took the blood sample, and then you pop it in the jiffy bag and post it off. You get the results via email, I believe, or they text you, and then you look on the app. There's an app that you can download, and it comes pretty quickly, you know, the results. I'll know now what my free testosterone levels are, so I'll know whether I need testosterone therapy, replacement therapy, or I don't. Look, I'm hoping that I can be natty and be natural. I want to be natural. Who doesn't want to be natural? I'd love to have enough testosterone in my system, free testosterone, where I don't need testosterone, because when you start taking it, there's a good chance that you'll need to take it for life. So it's very serious. It's a very serious thing. It's something that you need to seriously consider and go to your doctor and have a chat with him or her about. But I hope this video helps you in some way. I'm also considering taking some peptides. There's some peptides, and I'll leave this for another video. So what I'd like you to do is like, subscribe to the channel, by the way, as well. If you're interested in health and fitness, you're going to love this channel. I vlog my own health and fitness journey, and you get to see what I do, everything in my life. You know, I work on oil rigs, I go there, I take you there with me. I go on holidays quite regular, go and review places, you might find that interesting. And anything that I do in regards to my health and fitness, I share on this channel as well. So I'm really big on my health and fitness. I'm at that age now where I need to start buckling down and getting it done. 42 now, like I say, my levels, I might need a boost in testosterone, I don't know yet. We'll find that out in the next video. But I'm also considering taking some peptides as well. I'm looking at, there's some really good ones that help with injury, and it's called BPC-157, and you take that in conjunction with TB500. And like I said, I'll do another video on this, but this is something that I am considering as well as testosterone. But who knows what's going to happen yet. There's another one called Ipamorline, Ipamorline, which is one that releases growth hormone, natural growth hormone levels. It releases it, and the other ones do as well. There's one called Epitalon. That one's good for creating new cells and anti-aging, and it's got low side effects. All of these have got low side effects rather than taking proper growth hormone, which I've got for my friend in the fridge. I went to Turkey and I got a proper growth hormone for him. I'll just show you that there. That's what I got for him. Taking that stuff, that's proper growth hormone. It there's more risks associated with taking growth hormone like that. There's a long list of things, you know. Let me just see. Carpal tunnel syndrome, which I've already got a little bit of. Increased insulin resistance, which I suffer with a little bit. Increased risk of cancer. Heart issues, mood changes, dependency. So, you know, once you start taking it, you might need it forever. That's the same goes with the testosterone as well. So, you know, you've got to don't take it lightly. You've got to go to your doctor and have a serious conversation before you start taking anything, including testosterone, growth hormone, even peptides. Consult your doctor always. I'm just considering taking some of these. There's one called GHRP2 and also GHRP6. There's one called Ceramorline, which sounds amazing, helps with weight loss and stuff like that, and loads of good stuff. Another one, CJC1295, no DAC. I'm just learning at the minute about this. A guy who sells all this, he's got a big company, worldwide company. I'm fortunate enough to have him as a friend on Facebook, and I'm chatting with him, and I can get them off him. Grade A, whatever you want to call it. It's like grade A stuff, pharmacy stuff, and I might be taking some, but I'll leave that for another video. But I want to be natural if I can. I want to be natty, you know, so we'll see. A question here, if I was to take peptides, would I be classed as natty? I'm almost certain if I was to take testosterone replacement therapy, I would instantly become not natty. But look, if I need testosterone, I'm going to take it. It's just a hormone at the end of the day. There's no shame in being not natty. But who wants to be natty? I think everyone would like to be natty. I would, but whether I will remains to be seen. But I would like to ask that question to everyone who's watching. If I was to take peptides that would release natural growth hormone, rather than take that stuff that I've just shown you there, would I still be natty? Interesting question. Let me know in the comments, and like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video, guys.